So Tim Tszyu knocks out Joey Spencer in the fourth round this weekend. Personally, I thought he looked good. Offensively, he always really looks really good. Really great punch placement. His body punches are really good. I think he does a lot of really great things offensively. I do. I think he's really good offensively. Defensively is where he struggles. That's where his struggle is, and I think that's something he has to work on uh big time. Like he really has to work on his defense. I mean, there's no head movement, and a lot of times he's just thinking offense. Sometimes you can have pretty good, halfway good defense if you just remember the guy's going to throw punches back at you, right? If you just have a mindset of, okay, I got to be sound defensively also, right? I know I'm landing some great punches. I know I'm landing some great body punches and things like that. But at the end of the day, the guy's going to throw punches back. And I think a lot of times he gets uh, a little too happy with landing punches and just thinks he's going to just continue to land, and then something else comes back. And I think that's what happened in the last fight. Also, I thought he was patient in this fight, though. I thought he was a lot more patient than the last fight. I thought last fight he was just trying to run the guy over. And you seen what happened. But this fight, I felt like he was a lot more patient. The first couple of rounds, he was like, all right, let's not rush this thing. And then after that, he really started to put the hard shots on Joey Spencer, and he was able to get him out of there in the fourth round. So now this looks like it's going to set up a Keith Thurman fight. Of course, they had signed to fight. What was that? Maybe a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago. Keith Thurman pulled out injury, of course, right? So now Keith Thurman's had a fight. Tim Tszyu has had a fight. And here's what Keith Thurman had to say.
Congratulations, Tim Tszyu. I see you got through with that appetizer. I got through with mine. I got him out in 3, you got him out in 4. I don't know about you, boy, but I'm still hungry. Send the contract. I'll sign it by tonight. I promise you, I'll come to Australia and give you a good fight. Let's go.
So Keith Thurman, he sounds like he's interested in, fighting Tim Tszyu and seeing if they can make that fight happen. I hope so. I think right now they both are at a stage in their career where it would be beneficial to both of them. If Tim Tszyu able to beat, you know, Keith Thurman, I think that would be great for his career. I think people would begin to take him seriously at 154. If Keith Thurman is able to beat Tim Tszyu, I think that would be a very credible win. It'd be something Keith Thurman has had in a long time. So I think that would help, throw him in the mix at 154. Keith Thurman in his last fight, I thought he was fighting like a D-level fighter, honestly. I think that guy was like a D-level fighter. I think Joey Spencer is like a C-level fighter. So I think Tim Tszyu fought a little bit better fighter, right? Keith Thurman was able to move his legs. His hand speed was still pretty good. Foot speed was still pretty good. And he was able to get the guy out of there in 3 rounds, right? Great. But, it won't tell us really what Keith Thurman has left in the tank. Now, Keith Thurman is what, 35, 36 now. He's very inactive. So, I don't know if he can do that for 12 rounds in a hard fight, right? I don't know if he's going to be able to move his feet for 12 rounds in a hard fight. The key to all of this for Tim Tszyu would be he has to invest in the body. He has to put the pressure on him. He has to make it an ugly fight in some sort of way to be able to beat Keith Thurman, I believe. I do think he's capable of doing it. He's a really good body puncher. And if I was picking someone in that fight, I would still go with Tim Tszyu, personally. I just don't think Keith Thurman going to be able to keep it up for 12 rounds. And I think eventually from the mid to the later rounds, Tim Tszyu will begin to get to him and end up winning the fight. Will he win by knockout? Keith Thurman knows how to survive. Probably not. But I probably got him winning by a close unanimous decision, Tim Tszyu. We'll see, though. Tim Tszyu is definitely, looks like he's interested in having a fight. To be in Australia, they both will make really good money. The Australian fans, they really show up for Tim Tszyu. So I think they both financially will be happy with the money they make. And so this is a big fight for both of them. This is like a very, important fight. And, I would look forward to definitely watching it, and let's hope it happens.